We live in a divided world, don't we? Sides have been drawn, Democrats and Republicans, conservatives and liberals, socialists and conservatives. You probably have someone or some group that you would rejoice in if they failed, if they got found out, if some of their actions caught up with them. And yet the Bible warns us about that. It would be easy in this day when we're all wanting to ban and boycott football because of the disrespect of the players. It's very, very easy if you're a Democrat or Republican to either dislike the Clintons or dislike the um, Republican Party, and particularly Donald Trump. Every day that I go on the internet, I see tremendous number of negative, nasty postings towards various people in these political parties. But Proverbs 24:17 through 20 says this: do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and do not let your heart be glad when he stumbles, or the Lord will see it and be displeased and turn his anger away from him. Do not fret because of evildoers, or be envious of the wicked, for there will be no future for the evil man. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. It's so easy to rejoice when your enemy stumbles. It's so easy to feel good about misfortune happening to those that you feel deserve it. And yet our Christian attitude ought to be one of a desire to see them repent, to see them turn from their wicked ways, and to speak truth, to live truth, and to give their hearts to God. As for the NFL football players, the majority of them being black or Hispanic, I understand the bitterness of the prejudice that's been shown over the years and is currently still prevalent in some of the Deep South and some of the areas that have been taught that kind of bigotry and hatred. At the same time, I got to tell you, as a pastor, there have been many times when I've had to go back to someone and say, I'm sorry, I didn't want to offend you. That was not my objective, and I'm very sorry that I did. I may not have done anything wrong, but I did offend them, and I don't want there to be an offense. I would pray that the NFL players would see that they have offended many God-fearing, non-prejudice people who love the game of football and who enjoy having them as their heroes. But they're no hero to me as long as they act in such a selfish way. They can take their millions of dollars and help the underprivileged. They can help bring in programs that will stamp out prejudice and hatred and bias. And if they get really honest, they'll understand that there's almost as much reverse prejudice as there is just prejudice of whites against blacks. No, I don't begrudge them, and I don't want them to stumble and fall. I want them to repent. They've offended Americans. They've offended families of military people. That doesn't do their cause any good. That only brings a greater divide between the colors. The right way is to continue to bring attention through programs and through public relations so that everyone will see what I saw. There is no difference in a person regardless of the color of their skin. There's only a difference in the heart. Only a difference when someone has turned to bitterness and someone has turned to evil and wicked ways, whether they be white, black, or red. It makes no difference. I hope that you'll remember this proverb, that we shouldn't rejoice when our enemy falls. We shouldn't rejoice when they stumble. It doesn't please God for us to do that. But we don't have to fret about evildoers either, because God says he'll take care of it. So let's trust him to do that. Should we protest in return? Probably so, but not in a hateful way, and not one that takes glee in somebody stumbling and falling. I'd much rather people repent and say, I'm sorry I offended you. That was not my objective. I don't believe that the quarterback of the Panthers meant to offend that lady newscaster. And yet he was humble enough to apologize that he had offended her. Is it unusual to see women who are very knowledgeable in football? Well, it was a number of years ago, but I don't think it's quite as unusual anymore. And that's my thought for the day. I hope that you'll not have glee or rejoice in someone stumbling or falling. I hope you remember that God says he'll take care of evildoers. That's his business. And he can do it a whole lot better than we can. Let's see each other for their hearts. And let's love them, regardless of the color. And just pray that they would repent of anything that they might do that is evil or wicked, or even if it just offends. For none of us should want to offend one another. God bless you and have a great day.